All right. So good evening once again, everyone, and thank you to the final session for the Knowledge and Skill Forum Data Science, like Introduction to Data Science program. I hope as much as possible you've been able to equip yourself with a lot of ideas, a lot of possibilities within the data space, and how you can implement this in your day-to-day activities and maybe to support business. Our expectation is that as much as possible, we've been able to spike that fire within you with the expectation that you go forth and with this passion, you'll be able to do something great and something excellent in the data space and across all the disciplines as expected. And like you know, we are knowledge and skill forum. For as many as possible, I noticed we've been able to join the WhatsApp group. But if you're still interested, please drop your request on the group so that we can add you to the group. And if you think there are some people in your space that need such opportunity like this, need awareness of trainings, need trainings in terms of the professional space, academic space, please, you can tell them about us so that they can join us. We are just here to impart light and make the world a better place in general. So thank you, thank you. And do we have Brotayo here? Oh, okay. So then maybe before towards the end of this today's session, people from the team, they will also address us to tell us about our next steps and if there are additional things we have in place for you, just to make sure that we keep you learning and we keep you growing and we keep you like making the best use of your time. All right. Thank you. So yesterday, we started with introduction to Power BI. And does anybody have any question whatsoever from yesterday's class? I know Samuel Samuel did a good job yesterday and did justice to introducing us to the environment, downloading, setting up our environment, and like knowing how things are being done within the environment, and which is what I'll be building on today. So do we have any question whatsoever, or I should just dive straight into what I have for you today? Any question? Can we hear me or I'm talking to myself? Because silence in class at times is either two ways. Either people are not hearing you.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Thank you, Ferry. All right. Any question from the class? All right. Can two people just tell me what they learned yesterday? So I won't build an assumption. Just two people. I think I can see Nelson here. So Nelson, would you like to tell me what you learned yesterday?
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay. Thank you for once again for this single our last class.
Yes.
Yesterday we learned about the BI.
Yes.
Okay, which is the tool, appealing tool for data visualization.
Good.
So our teacher told us the importance of data visualization to share our results with our partners,
stakeholders. Good.
So that it is not just to have the data to know how to analyze, but there's a need, the last step, to share these findings. And he introduced us the BI, and we download it. We had some tips how to navigate, how to import data, how to to transform the data, and to do a query, and as well to try to check backgrounds, to find. We talk about as well the relationship.
Good.
How to create the relationship in order to present the data. I think this is like the general summary. I don't know if you want to go.
No. I think that's fine. That's fine. That's perfect, Nelson. And thank you so much for that. You've really said a lot. So let me also hear from Vera. Vera, are you here? So I can balance the equation. Hello,
Yes,
Vera?
I'm here. Can you hear
Yes.
me?
So yes, I can.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, so part of the Power BI that we discussed yesterday, I got to learn the concept of the workspace.
Okay.
And also, of course, priority was to appreciate the fact that Power BI matters is a data product. It does not necessarily do the intense training and production of algorithms like you'd expect in Python, but largely it helps. And then, of course, I saw the need of having a workspace, which is largely an online interface. It's not like it's offline. Yeah, then I also saw quite a lot of interaction that you can be able to use on your extreme right. So it's like your studio. So you can be able to apply as many aesthetics as possible to really improve on your visualization, depending on the clients that you're interacting with.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Vera. It means at least my assumption was right, so we can dive in deep into what we have for today. So today, it will be quite hands-on, but even before we go to the hands-on part, I'll be touching some things around the Power BI online. And the reason for that is we understand that these 2 hours is quite short to learn everything about Power BI. And for people that are interested in knowing more, we want to give you an environment to a platform where you can continually build yourself and make a good use of your time. Yes, so we start. So let me just go ahead and share my screen. All right, please confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Okay. So if you can see my screen, let me just hide this guy. All right, good. So this is your Power BI service environment. And we have some interesting things in this environment. We have your learning center, which is where mainly you can build more on what you've learned. But somebody might be asking that what is the relationship between Microsoft Fabrics and Power BI? So I will just make a mention. So Fabrics, Microsoft thought of it that the issue of you being a data scientist, you're working on Jupyter Notes on your laptop, and your data is sitting in an environment in the data warehouse within your environment. Hence, for any time you want to run your machine learning, you will have to query the database, bring in the data to your system or any environment where you're working. Then that's when you can now build your machine learning. So they thought of it that why replicate your data up and down? So your data is in your data warehouse, your data is on your desktop system when you're running your machine learning. And when you deploy again, your data follow your deployment. So why this problem? Why this stress? So that was why they brought about Microsoft Fabrics. And what Microsoft Fabrics is giving you is all encapsulating environment where you can do your BI, where you can do your BI, where you can do your data warehousing, where you can do your data lake, where you can do your machine learning. So you can write your Python script within the data fabrics. We won't be going there, but at least just know that this environment now exists. And you can see even on my environment, it's showing me 59 days trials left. So if you registered with an organizational email, they will give you access to Microsoft Fabrics, and you can watch tons of videos on how an end-to-end project can be done on Microsoft Fabrics. And the beautiful thing is that you can visualize even your data in Microsoft Fabrics, everything all in one. And because I've done some data science project that we end up, like I always tell people, anything you're doing in data science, majority of them ends up creating new data sets for you that you need to write back in the database. And if you're writing back in the database, you know, all those stress, loading, sometimes when you're loading, the thing can fail. But Microsoft Fabrics give you all in one environment to do all these things. And everything is just by a click of button. But we won't be going into that. So we've gone through all this, but I will also want you to, if you're opportune to get to the Microsoft Power BI environment, you can see the start learning. So you can go to start learning just to learn more things on Microsoft BI. So, okay. So you can see start learning environment where you can see what people have done in the past and learn from it. And also I noticed there is a video here. So there is a training video here. So you have a lot of set of training video where you can continually build your skills. So you can go to their YouTube channels, just go to your YouTube channels here, and you will see tons of materials just to equip yourself more. So you can see 1 hour, 2 hours. And one thing about Microsoft that I always tell people is that your training this month is good, but by next month, make sure you revisit Power BI. So they have that thing because they are always updating the environment. And that was why you can see the environment used by the facilitator, whereby he was able to access all his visuals on the right-hand side. But one of the class members yesterday said his own visualization was at the top. So that's showing you that they are evolving. And all this evolving is just to say that your environment should not be boring. At least when you see new things, you are eager to learn. But if it's just the same way since the first time, I know a lot of people will have done Power BI. So they keep evolving. So it's always good to go on this environment and learn. And you can see a lot of training, Power BI Women Summit. So ensuring that they are not leaving anyone behind. So don't say, oh, I'm a lady, I'm a woman, I don't need to be technical. No, you can see what women in your space are doing. So please join them, watch what they're learning so that you can equip yourself. And you can see there are tons of materials here online. And if you need this link, I can copy and share. So sometimes you might not have to have like a license to access. If you just go online, they will be happy to have you. Yes, I think that's that around Power BI service. So there is another additional thing I would like to mention before we proceed today, and that is what we call Microsoft Learn. So this is an environment, I use it a lot because one thing about me, I love learning. So that's just it. So, and you've learned so much about data science, and even through the data science, we make use of Google Colabs and the likes. But there are environments like Azure environment, AWS environment, even GCP environment, all these environments where you can build everything within the environment. So of recent, I was using Vertex AI, which is an environment on GCP. And it's just Python we are writing there, but you can use it to build pipeline that you will make all those things, all those code, that you make it more visual appealing. I know some people, if you notice how many people we started the class with, and check the number of people, I even like to clap for you people that were able to make it to the last day. It shows that you're dedicated, you're dedicated to your learning and growth, which I really celebrate about you. So this environment gives you access to a lot of learning around Microsoft tools. So just go to Microsoft Learn, register, and sometimes if you are a student and you are a student here, there is a student learning part whereby they can give you free vouchers just to make sure you can see learning part, and you can see, can you see student hub? So if you go to student hub, you can see student certifications. And you might be thinking, I'm a student, I don't think I need all this. Don't be shocked that by the time you are done with that university certificate, people will be asking you, what have you done? You cannot tell them DYDX. I know how many years I used to do DYDX. You cannot tell them. But if your colleagues are talking about DYDX and you are talking about Azure, BigQuery, all those things, they would know that you are years ahead and you can learn all these things. It's so funny. They are just free of charge. The only thing they are asking of you is your internet and your time. And you're not paying anybody, you're not paying any time. So you can see Azure for students. Even as a student, they will ask you, for me, because I'm not a student, I don't have a student email. All those things that we are saying, you need work email. Even a student emails will fly because your email will be at yourschool.com. So that will fly like without any stress. So imagine you developing your project, writing your project, and developing the visuals in Power BI. Even Power BI will be proud of you. Even the people you are presenting to, they will be interested in your presentation, because while your colleague are showing static data in PowerPoint, you are clicking, they see the effect, they see the correlation, everything is changing like it's not near real time, it's real time, because that's the beauty of building interactive dashboard, which is one of the things we'll be doing today. So you can see Azure for Students. It gives you, right, stand out with Microsoft certification. Because you are a student, they understand that the money is not there. So they give you voucher credits whereby you can write all these exams for free, and you will have them to back up your certificate. So it's not that you're only carrying your university certificate, you're also carrying professional certification from Microsoft. And another thing is that as you are doing all these courses, they give you something that we call experience point. Experience point, you will see XP. So everything you're doing, it comes with the experience point. And also, I will also mention learning path. So this learning path, it means if you just thought of yourself that, oh, tomorrow I want to be a data scientist, just put a data scientist learning path, scientist learning path, and it will give you introduction to everything. So training for data science, you can see your training, you can see Azure, everything. So training for data scientists, and you can see what is a data scientist from scratch. You understand? And you can see Azure Data Scientist, Associate Certificate, and this thing you can see the learning part, explore Azure Machine Learning Workspace, and all these things, you don't need any credit card to do them. Automate machine learning model selection with Azure Machine Learning. So you are not selecting your model manually, your Azure Machine Learning is selecting it for you. So all these things give you a more interesting story to tell. So please leverage this environment and learn. You can see this certification normally costs $165, but as a student, you're having it for free. So I think that's just that. And also, apart from that, we know we have all these learning environments, Udemy, Coursera, Udacity, all those things. I like to tell people and recommend to them too, because even YouTube is a good environment to learn most of these things, just to refresh your memory and to know what is going on in the space. So please use all those resources. I always tell people, I started my online learning with Coursera, and that time, all I always do is apply for scholarship. I will just tell them I'm a student, help my career. And it's so funny, after every 14 days, they give me fresh scholarship. So to the extent that I'm so used to their scholarship that even when I started working, I'm still collecting scholarship. So because I just want to learn, I want to learn any new thing, anything I can get my hands on, I try as much as possible to learn. So I think that's enough about learning for today. So please, just keep learning. You know you've done the introduction, but you need to establish yourself more in it. So leverage this environment, learn more, and do more. Yes, so I think that's it. Do we have any question? Do we have any question? Yes, so if there are no questions, let's dive in straight to what we have for today. And what we'll be discussing about today. So these are the resources that we'll be leveraging on today. So we have two things here. The first thing is your Excel, the worksheets you'll be working with. And the worksheet, I'm not seeing my Zoom. Okay. All right. I just see it. So the worksheets you'll be working with, and some business requests that they will have us to do. So two things. The first thing is your business requirement. So if you open this document, it's a Word document. So it's just giving you things that we call KPIs, and just to guide our thinking. It's not a must that will do all those things, but at least you can see how you can tailor your Power BI project to business requirements. And I always tell people, anything you do as a data scientist and a data analyst, it all goes around the business. If you have the kind of mindset, it means your work to some extent will be fruitful. But if you just have it at the back of your mind that, oh, I'm a data scientist, they must know I know how to write code, business can frustrate your effort, because there is no use of models if people are not using it. There is no use of any machine learning if it's not adding to your business decisions. So always put the business at the center of anything you're doing, either as a data scientist or data analyst. So, and if you see your business, if you see your business as your business people as your lecturers back then in the university, your lecturers are not to fail you. They are to make you realize what you're doing and to learn. So the same thing is that with the business. So even the business as a data scientist, as a data analyst, the reason why they always need us is that data don't lie. Even they, to some extent, they don't understand. Are they making profit? Are they making loss? So that's why they will always reach out to data scientists and data analysts that, oh, help us. What is our data saying? You understand? Maybe their gut feeling feels that, oh, we are making profit. But if your data shows that you are just running the business and nothing is increasing in your bank, then they will sit tight and do the needful. So that's why a data analyst and a data scientist will always be required in the business. And we know one of the major things a data scientist do is to use your data to develop a model. And your model is just like, that's what we call machine learning. So your model learns from your data. And from that learning, your model can start predicting what will happen in the future. And your model can say, oh, based on the pattern of what you're doing so far, this is the direction of the company. You understand? And when the business sees such insight, they will be able to know, oh, are we to increase sales? Are we to do percentage, is it giveaway? Are we to do publicity? Are we to go and do what's this thing that they always do? You understand? So at least you are guiding them, even when the business want to do any kind of initiative. So maybe they just feel in December people have money for Christmas. So if you show them the data that based on the time series data, your model is telling you that December is not the time for you. People are majorly using their money to buy chicken and not your product. So if you think of expecting high sales during those periods, then you need to change your strategy. You understand? So those are the kind of insight the business needs from you. So that's why we have all these KPIs, just to guide us. And even if we are not completing all of them, and this is a sample dashboard, just to see how we can bring things together in your Power BI. So we'll be designing something more more nice than this. And this is, in terms of dashboard, I promised to share this slide after the training. So we should be designing something like this. Not the most that we're doing HR analytics, but at least it can just give us a guide on how to come about our visuals, because that can actually be the main thing. And we also have another sample. So just be expected to see something like this at the end of the day. And now, before we go into creating visualization, we have some basic principles around visualization. So let me just put this in presentation mode and let's see what we have. Let's just discuss, let's just have some conversation around visualization. So I know we've been introduced to visualization, but there are some basic principles around visualization. One, your layout. Your layout is very important. And if you're a fan of PowerPoint, you will know that there are a lot of things that you can use to align your visuals and create your visual. So PowerPoint experience, this is also a Microsoft environment, so it can really work. So in terms of your alignment, your orders, your design, the kind of visuals you use, so it's important that you put all those things at the back of your mind. And we also have here that no clutter. And clutter simply means anything that is not adding insight to your visuals, but they are there. So the meaning of clutter can be something that maybe it can be as simple as labeling all your chart, all those things. So you ask yourself, if I remove this thing, will my chart still make sense? Will people still be able to interpret it? So that's that. And also clarity. clarity is very important and very key. And the reason for that is that you will not be there beside your users every time to explain to them what your intent was when you are creating that dashboard. So the expectation is that think that if I don't have any knowledge about what I'm doing, and I'm seeing this dashboard, does it make sense to me? So it's very important to have that at the back of your mind, because you might think you're building a dashboard for your manager, but eventually the CEO of the organization might see it. And that is what we project you for. So it's very important. So think of clarity. Is it clear? And is it sequential in terms of my design? Also, your aesthetics. I think I always acknowledge and tell people that women, ladies, are better in aesthetics than men. At least we can see from their makeups that this is nice. And so they understand color combination. So women at times, we can be funny in terms of colors. So we'll see how you can model your color such that it can be appealing to your users. And where we'll be talking a lot about teams, setting up things, how to identify the colors for your teams and to set up your environment. So I think I've showed us these two. And at the end of these slides, we have like training resources where you can go online just to learn more, So we have Microsoft Learn. I think I've mentioned that. Learn It, Data Analyst Bootcamp, Microsoft Guru 99. And the reason for this is that I've seen a lot of job just telling you Power BI analyst, Power BI Power BI manager, all those things. It's so funny that it exists. So all these things are just to prepare you for interview questions and the likes. And also, we also have a guide to chart selections, whereby if you want to do some things, but even me as a person, sometimes I know what to do, but the chart on how to put it together, sometimes I struggle. So sometimes I go online, go and see what people have done, and an environment like this can show me that, oh, if you want to show correlation, remember to use something like scatter chart. If you want to show something like change over time, remember to use line chart. If you want to show something around spatial, use this visual. And all these visuals, they may not be readily available in Power BI. And I think the person that trained us yesterday mentioned something around the market. So you can go to the Power BI market and get some of these visuals if you need them. So I think that's that. Enough of talking. And the reason I think so, have we been able to access the environment I shared? Just download the file and have a copy on your system. So just do like me, because I don't like searching for things up and down. So I have an environment for today's session. So this is the data set we're using. And this is the business request and business requirement. And this is the resources that I sent to you. And here I have image 1 and 2. Yes. All right. So are we done with that? Good. So let me just quickly mention things around getting your images and your, sometimes it's always good to have icons on your visuals. Maybe when you're showing something like maybe cash or anything, it's good to use icon. And how do you source for icon? Prior to this time, I used to use icon 8 or something. But now I noticed that even Microsoft don't want you to go for looking for icons up and down. Within your Microsoft environment, you can get some information. So if I go to my Word document, I can select blank and insert. So if I insert, I can say I need icons. And under icons, I have images. So we'll be making use of this image. If you notice in my environment, I have image 1 and image 2. So because I want to design Power BI now the expectation is I want people to be able to use my Power BI like a presentation, and I want my information to flow. So today we'll be talking about buttons, navigation key, all those things. So just how you can make a good presentation. All right, good. Okay, I'm looking at my time. Good. So here I can ask myself, which kind of image do I need? So I need something around data. analytics. So this guy will give me suggestions, and I can see a guy showing analytics, and I can see something around trend line, and anything I can see, oh, data in your hand. I can see people's like discussion and all these things. So I can pick anyone. So let me look for the ones to pick, and let me use this. Let me just insert. So I will insert this and save it as a picture. So that was how I was able to get image 1 and image 2. So, but before I insert this, let me also insert like 2 icons. So let me insert icons. So under these icons, let me say cache. So because we might be having some things around data deposit and all those things. So let me just select this. Let me insert cache as an icon, so I can save this and just say save as picture. And I can go to my environment, say cache. I can change it, save it as PNG. So I say this is my word cache. Yes, so that's how to source for your icon. So anything you feel you need, just come here, icons, and you will see all those things here. So I think that's sufficient for now. If we need it, we can still come back. And let's say you're looking for a refresh button. Refresh. Good. So I do a lot of refresh buttons. I normally download them a lot. And I can see next. Let me look for next button. Good. I like this. And which other thing? Next, let me say play. Something like play button. Good. I love this. And it's set. Good. You can see all these icons, and you can see the way they look like. And the beauty about all these icons is that you can edit them if you have any color you're interested in. You understand? And let me look for something like a business logo, so we can bring it in also. I think I need that. So it's always good if you're designing the business logo. They don't have anything around it. All right. So the expectation is that if you're building for, okay, it should be around image, logo. There is nothing on logo. All right, good. So the expectation is if you're building something for maybe organization, is always good to use their logo. You understand? So let me look for BI logo. Power BI. They don't have? All right, that's good. So because those are part of the things we've been talking about today. So let me just go online and search for Power BI logo.
So I think there was a typo in the Power BI you typed. Maybe that's the reason why there's nothing like.
Oh,
so let me check it.
Okay. Let's see. Power BI logo.
Okay.
They don't
So
have,
it's
and so, but all these things, even if they don't have, just copy the thing, go to our normal source, which is Google, and try to source for it. Okay. All right. So you can pick anyone, and I always like any picture that is PNG. And how do you identify PNG? Anything that is having all these boxes at the background. So just right click and say copy, save image. Save image as Power BI logo. And where am I saving it? Inside this environment. And say save. Good. Now I think we're done with like all our basic setup. So this icon, I can right click and say save as picture and say this is my play. Oh, the Power BI logo didn't save very well, but I will still go and pick it again. Play button. And this one, I can save this also. Save picture as next button. And for now, I will still leave them as black, but sometimes you don't want them as black and you want to recolor them. So why is it showing as?
I think the reason is because, yeah.
So this picture, I will just say refresh. All right, so because we might still come back to them, so I can just save this old document and say my logo, my images. I can say images, and the reason is I can come back there and do anything I want to do with them in future. All right, good. So we have this. So without further explanation, we spent 42 minutes explaining things, and so the next thing we do is you launch your Power BI environment. So mine, I downloaded it, but I don't know why the guy went ahead to save it inside my Microsoft app. So I will just say Microsoft Store. So if I go to my Microsoft Store, I can look for my Power BI. Power BI. Then I can, I thought it should be here. Why is it telling me to get? I have already. All right. So this is my desktop. So please, you can launch your Power BI desktop environment and let's see what we can do today. Good. So you have your Power BI environment, and the first thing that you always have, thank you for this guy that is having my visual by the side. But if you're having yours at the top, please make use of yours at the top. Now, the first thing when you launch your Power BI environment, it will give you an interface where you can get your data set. So the first thing you want to do, we're getting our data set from the Excel file. So just come here, get data. So you can import data from Excel, or so in this case, we are also using workbook. You know, when you downloaded that file, save as Excel. So just say connect. So we just move to our environment, pick our merge data set and click open. So once you open it, it brings a list of your data set and asks you which of these things do you want. So we need training data, one training, just pick everything. And with time, all the ones we need, we will be using them. So see what we have here. We have date master, we have employee workshop, we have employee master, we have training data one, and we have training samples. So just select everything and go to transform data. I know yesterday we had some justice around transform data on while it's always good to transform your data before you load it into your environment. And one of the main things is always good to make sure your data types are properly done. Because if you just use them anyhow, Power BI can sum up everything for you and you won't like it. So let's go to transform data just to see just to see the kind of data set we are bringing into our environment. All right, so if you're doing that and you need me to wait for you, please tell me just to wait so I can wait for you. So the first thing we have here is training data one. So let's look through our training data and make some corrections to our data types just before we load it into our environment. Number one, you can see that our training data contains some order information like product order from maybe a store, maybe a place like Amazon, Jumia, or anything. So now the first thing you ask yourself is order ID. Does it make sense to add up order ID? Business-wise, it doesn't make sense. You understand? If I say order ID 117 plus 7018 and I give you the result, it doesn't make any sense. So anything that is a number that adding them up or performing any arithmetic operation on them doesn't make sense. It's always good and recommended that you change them to text, so it won't give you issue when you are creating your visuals. And the reason for that is that so when you're using the default aggregator on them will just be something like count or count distinct. Those are the things. So rather than just summing it up, because you might just see unnecessary numbers on your system, on your visualization, and you won't be able to explain. So part of them is this order ID. So if you change it from your transform data, just change it to text and just put replace current. Order date, this guy, you can see this icon is already a date. So it's perfect the way it is currently. Unit cost, and this guy is in decimal number, so which makes sense the way it is. Then we have the price. We have the price, and the price is just saying that how much does it cost to sell? How much are they selling this? Then we have order quantity. Then we have order quantity, and we have sales. We have sales, that's the selling price. How much did you sell it to them? Then we have the channel. So how were they able to access this product? So is it through store? Is it an online purchase? Or how? So, and now, this drop down is there for you to check what you have. So is it through catalog? Is it online? Is it reseller? Is it store? So you can just have a snippet of what you have in your data environment. Then the promotion name. So it might be that, okay, which kind of promotion is bringing in the sales? So that's promotion name. So it makes sense. Then the product name, the manufacturer, the product subcategory, product category, the region that is selling, the city, the country, and the city and the country. Yes. So imagine the business gives you this information, and they said that part of the things they want to see is how profitable all any of these products are. It's a good thing so there is something we call column creation. It's a good thing that from here, you should be able to see that unit cost is 7.4, but the sales price is 50.14. You understand? And now, in order to get the cost price, so we're doing some mathematics within our data transformation environment. So let me just say that you are expected to calculate the production cost for this data set. So I can go to add column. If I go to add column, I can say custom column. So you can add column. So just select custom column. So this column is that I want to get what? I want to get the cost price of those products that were being sold. So I can just come here and say what? Cost price. See cost price. And what is cost price? I'm looking at unit cost. So just look for your unit cost, insert, times what? Quantity order. So if one costs 50 naira, then if I ordered 4, that's 50 times 4. That's the cost price is what? 200. You understand? And if the sales price, if I say, because you're ordering 4, I'm selling it for you what? 250. So I will be able to get the cost price, and the difference between the cost price and the selling price is what? The profit. So that's how you can use this environment. You can notice this is the raw data coming from either your database or anywhere. So it's always good sometimes to make all these little transformation within your transform environment. So now I want order quantity. So now, and you can see that this guy is actually marking your query. So he's telling you that what? No syntax error have been detected.
Hello, Samson.
Hi, please.
Visibility a bit, may you add the font or what?
The what?
The size of letters there, they're not visible. Somehow, they're very... Would you mind to zoom a bit?
Let me see. Can I zoom it? I think I might not be able to zoom more. But the letter, so how will I put it? I can copy and paste. But were you able to get to this hard column? So if you go to hard column, you will see custom column. And you see where my mouse is currently. Then once you get to custom columns, just go to cost price. I'm on training data one. That's where we're doing this data transformation. Please note that.
I think you can zoom out your your screen. So by pressing Control.
Yes, I'm rolling up my mouse.
And use your mouse.
Yes, I've tried it. It's not going. Or maybe because I'm on this page.
Or can you try Control Plus? Control Plus.
Okay. Okay, I think the plus works. Yeah. But I'm not seeing.
No, take it back. Take it back with Control Plus. So you have over zoomed it.
Control minus.
Okay.
Yes, it's fine. I can always get back. So now if you go to this added custom, you can see I clicked out, the guy has moved on. Let me see if this guy will now. So he's not allowing me to even increase this environment. But it's fine. But at least once you can get it. And I think we understand what apply step is doing for us. It's just keeping all our query at the back end. So if I go to apply steps, I can select this and go back to my edit. I wish this thing can. Okay, I'm back. So I can select this J button and I'll be able to come back in. And here it's telling me no syntax error detected. And what I'm writing here is nothing but what we call M query. And this M query is very powerful, very powerful. Now, and you can see my cost price. So I can change my cost price data type to decimal. Now, the next thing is, what is the profit? So I can just add a custom column and say profit. And what's my profit? Sales price, sales minus cost price. So I'm using the column I've created minus cost price. And that's my profit. And you will see the profit column showing. Now, maybe another thing we do is that maybe when we get to the Power BI environment, we do some of these things within your Power BI environment. So you know that this is not the only place where you can do it. You understand? But I always recommend, if there's anything around your data transformation, do it here before you get to your Power BI environment. It is faster here and it's reduce your environment utilization if you do it here. So I think that's that around data transformation within the transform environment. Then let's go to training sample. I will just look at the data types. If there are any things I need to change, I can see everything, all the things are fine. List price, unit price, order quantity. Okay. So I think they are the same thing like this other one. Then we have employee master. I think what employee master will just help us to do is to see the power of creating relationship between our tables. I know we've mentioned it yesterday, and to see that in practice. So let me go to employee ID. Let me just change it to text. Replace current, date of birth, perfect, marital status, and gender, and hire date, and department. You can say salary and the job grade. And the business, they might tell you that, okay, I don't want to just be seeing male and female. I don't want to be seeing M and F. I want to be seeing male, female. So what you can do is that you can come to this gender and you can do some transformation on this. And you can do replace value here. So on each of these columns, there are a lot of things you can do. You can on pivots, you can group by, you can split columns. All those things are just there, and based on the complexity of your data set, you can make use of that here. So let's just see how we can replace value here. So in this case, the business wants you that when you see him, I don't want to see him, I want to see male, and I want to see female. So just come here and select replace value, value to find hem, replace with what? Male. And that's all. Just click OK. Then all your male change to, all your hem change to male. Then right click again, replace value, and look for F and change it with what? Female. You understand? Very seamless. And you can see. So within a twinkling of an eye, you transform everything you have here. All right. So I think that's that around data transformation and what you can do with your data transformation. And here you can see employee workshop. So the employee master is just telling you people across department, and your employee workshop is that you just want to know how many people are actually going for training, what's the total cost that they spend. So we'll be doing analysis around maybe total cost by department and the likes. So we want to know which department is costing us money and how many training have they gone to as a department. So this guy is fine, employee ID. I want to change it to text. So just replace current and supplier, all this cost code, just change this also to text because you can't sum up cost code. So just leave it as text. And I think that's all. Then the last but not the least is what we call the date master. And there is something within Power BI that we call natural hierarchy. And hierarchy is just that things that flows. So, you know, if I give you a single date, you can identify from that date, you can identify the day, you can identify the month, you can identify the year, you can identify the weekday, and you can identify the weekday name, you can identify the month name, and you can identify the week number. So all these things are possible, although this one we're bringing them in directly, but you can use your format to bring out all these things from your single date columns. But because of our time, that was why we just brought in our date master. And you use this most of the time to filter your data set such that you can query your data set in a more optimal way. So that's why we are just bringing it in. And we will see how that relating your date master to your training data one, how we can use it to create intelligent visuals where you can slice by date, you can slice by month, you can slice by year, you can slice by month name and day name. Yes, I think that's that. So do we have any questions? So we are done with the transformation. Everything is perfect. Even this day, I want it as text because I don't want you to sum it up. If it's text, okay, let me leave it because we'll be using it to sort these our weekday should be text. We'll be using it to do some sorting, and we'll just see the benefit of having them within our environment. All right, so week number, let me just leave it as number. All right, I think that's that. So that's all for now, and we can go to home. We can just go to close and apply. So apply changes. So apply changes on your environment. Good. Once you've applied those changes on your environment, the first thing we do is to save our file. And the reason why we are saving is that so that we can come back to it later and still be able to leverage what we've done. So just click on this file at the top and save as. So once you click save as, I can say knowledge. BI answer. All right, so this is the BI answer. So let's save that. Yes, so the first thing we like to do is we have a blank canvas, and it's always good sometimes to, like, I won't say play, but it's just good to at least make the background more appealing. So what we can do is I can click on this background, go to your format painter, and I can do my canvas background. So for this canvas background, I'll be making use of the images I've saved on my system. And all you just have to do is to select this, your format painter. You will see your canvas background. And you can select this guy. You can browse. Then you pick a saved image. You can pick a saved image and put it on your background. And on this background, you can see the transformation. The transparency is currently at 100%, and that's why you are not seeing anything. And you can fade it out. So that's that. And you can see the fit. You can put fit. You can put fill. You understand? Just to make sure it covers the whole environment. And all these background, although they are nice to see, but you must make sure that they are not distracting your user. So you can feed it into the background. You understand? And that's that. So you can so there is another thing you can do. You can use this guy as a wallpaper. So I'll be picking the same thing. So let me use this guy as a wallpaper. Somebody might ask, what's the difference between wallpaper and background? Wallpaper, to some extent, is layers on top of your background, as you can see. If you are looking at them, you can see this guy comes out more somehow. So I would recommend don't use two image. So I can just change my wallpaper to color black. I can use this black color. So if you're looking at it, there is something at the back, but it's not that visible. So because I want to have that black environment, but I don't just want to have black. I want you to have a feel of something at the background. And that's why I'm using this. All right. So that's that. So do we have any question on this? So if it's not for now, then we can move on. Then the next thing we can
Hello,
do.
excuse me, Sam.
Yes,
Samson?
please. Yes, please.
After we have imported our data, at the same time transformed,
okay.
When are we going to deploy? Are we supposed to deploy to the environment, or when? What's in between that stage?
So we've loaded
From
it to our environment.
Transforming.
We've loaded it with transform, and they are being loaded to our environment. That's why you are seeing data here. Does that make sense?
Now my problem is.
Yes.
My problem is, once we imported the data, we transformed. After transforming, what have we done after? By that transformation, we saved. Where are we saving?
We just so after that transformation, we saved our Power BI file. So just save it on your laptop. Just go to files and select save as, and you have it on your environment. Does that make sense?
But I now saved on the desktop.
Yes.
So when have I deployed? When have I deployed then?
You've not deployed. You've saved it. We've not done anything. So we are yet to deploy anything.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So we have it saved. So the next thing we want to do is we want to build up our dashboard. Yes. So the next thing I want to do is you can import. So just insert. If you go to insert, just bring in an image. So for this, okay, first of all, insert. I can use a shape. So I can bring in my shape, which is a rectangle like this. And this my shape, I can say so for anybody using this environment, I want you to click here. So I can go to my shape, I can format my shape. So I can go to under effect, I can put up the background, the properties. So I can
I didn't get the question.
What do you say?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Uh, okay, I can't hear you if you can hear me. So what I want to do now is this my shape. I want to change the style. I want to fill it with white. And the reason I'm filling it with white is I want you to be able to click here. So I can come here and type. I can come here and put under my general. I can put this on and say click here. So I'm expecting to see, so you can, okay, that's the type 2, that's the type 2. So I think that's why we are not seeing it. I want to put it on the button. Okay, so let me just bring this guy. Or so I can use this. So this is my shape. I can bring in my text box. I can fit it inside this guy. So I can say click here. So all the things are just your design, and I want to make it bigger. So this is my click here.
Yes, sir.
So
Samson.
I can, yes, please.
How was that? Where have you went to get this click in the beginning?
So this click here is just a text. You understand? So just go to insert and select text box. So the first thing, I first of all selected shape. That's the one in the background. You understand? So
Yes.
I formatted my shape, and
There I
that's
was,
what
no
you have.
problem. I'm only
Yes.
asking the
So
click
the
how
next
you
thing
got.
is, can you see my add text box?
Yes.
So just go to text box, just select add text box, then select click here. So all the other things are designed. Then the next thing is that I can go to my image again and bring in my, I'm not saying my next button. So I can go back to my Word document, right click, save this picture. I want you to be able to, I want you to be able to play. So I'll just save it as PNG and just say play button. Play. So once I have that, I can select display and click open. Now I have my play button, and you can bring it. Can you see? So I'm using my picture on that background. So now
Yes.
you might be seeing
Sorry. Excuse me.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
How have you made this triangle, small triangle, black one?
Remember when I was on Word the other time, I made all these keys. I said go to insert, then you'll be able to insert any of the buttons that you need. So go to insert, go to icon, and just go and look for play button. Just say play. You will see your icons. Just insert, but because of our time, I'll be doing that. So and once you come here, just right click and save the picture
I think
as
there is
PNG.
there is a
You understand?
request. There is a
Which
request
request?
that could you please share the images and icon to be used for this practice?
Okay. Can I share on the chat?
Yeah, I think you can do that.
All right. Let me see. It's so funny that sometimes I let me just uh I'm not in space to attach a format. I'm not saying attach here.
But you can send it in the WhatsApp group if you want.
I am not on WhatsApp on this laptop. So, but just try, you might at least just follow the stuff. You should be able to achieve it, or just ignore the icon for now. For now, you can use this button. You can use button. So this one, you can say I created everything from scratch. If you go to buttons, you can use any of the buttons. So just say right arrow, for example. In this case, if I'm using right arrow, I can select this right arrow, and my shape, I can this my shape, I can give it a round corner of maybe 10 or something. Then I can go to my style. In terms of style, this text, I can put on my text. I can say click here. So if I select click here, I can tell you that it should be here and the font should be white. Can you see your click here coming up? And I can make it bigger. Can you see? So I can make it bigger, and I can give it black so it can look like where we are coming from. I can make it bold. And what else can I do? I want it to be by the side here, so which is fine. Then I can go to icon. The right arrow, I want it to be bold, so you will see it very well. I want it to be bold, and I want it to be black. You can see. So I want it to be black, and I want it to be at the other side, so it won't be blocking my click here. So if I click here, you can see the guy is now at the other side. And how big do I want my arrow? I can reduce the size here. No, that's my text. It might be like nothing is happening until I go to my fill and I fill it with white. Can you see? So I can fill it with white. So I can use this as clicking. You understand? Just, you can see it's the same thing. Anyone that works. Good. And another thing is that this one, because, I've combined like 3 charts. So I can select all of them and group them and right click and say group. So you're seeing them as one thing, and I can use them as one image now. You understand? And I can use this guy as a button. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this is my button. Let me just go and complete the background. No. I think button style. I think the fill, I want it as full white. Good. So at least you are saying the same thing, but at least for learning sake. Then the next thing I want to teach us is action. So let's say this is the landing page. You just come to page, right click, rename, and call this guy what? Landing. You understand? So that's your landing page, and you can right click and duplicate this page. So here you can say summary. You understand? Because of our time. So I'll just click this guy. I don't need them on the summary page. And so, but this is my landing. The expectation is that when you're on the landing page, I want you to be able to click here and it takes you to the next page. So the next thing I will now do is I will select my images and do action. So when you click on these guys, what should happen? So if you click on this play button, what should happen? I can put on my action. And what I want you to do is to do what? Page navigation. I want you to just go to next page. So you go to action, page navigation, and it's asking you for destination. I want you to go to where? Summary. So that's your navigation. So it takes them to the next page. So you can do that, and you can do that on this button too. You know, this one, I brought it in using button, and I formatted it to get to where I'm going. So go to action, just start it and say you want it to do page navigation and you want it to go to summary. And that's all. So all you have to do to test if what you've done is working, you need to press down the control button before clicking. And if you hover on it, can you see it's saying control plus click here to follow link. And if you come here too, it will tell you control plus click here to follow link. The meaning of that is that for it to go to that next page on your desktop, you need to press down control button and click. It takes you to that other page. Does that make sense? So you can go back to landing and click here to navigate to this guy. And there's another beautiful thing that because you can have multiple pages, on Power BI, you can come to buttons and you will see navigator, live and direct. So if you go to navigator, if you can see page navigator or bookmark navigator. So you can select page navigator. So if you put page navigator, you can put it at the top of your visuals, and any additional page you create, this guy will automatically add them here. You understand? So let me just show you what that means. It's still on the button. So if I come here and I add another page and I say this one, let me duplicate this guy. You can see it's already showing page one now. Can you see it's showing duplicate of summary? And I said this one is my what? Regional sales. I can say region sales, region sales. You can see, so let me delete this page one. Can you see? Automatically I have landing. If you want to use anyone, just press down your control key. It takes you to landing. If I go back to summary, I can go to landing. If I go to landing, because that guy is not there, I can use my click here. It takes me there. I'm on summary now. It's showing me where I am. I can from here go to what? Region sales. And from region sales, I can come back to summary. Now, the next thing we'll be doing is we are on our summary page. So let's start building our dashboard like proper. So the first thing we want to have on our first dashboard is the executive summary. So first thing, just bring in your text box and say, this is my executive summary. And what you will do next is just to format, make sure it's showing very well because it's like the title. And because it's on a black environment, I can leave it as black on a gray environment. So I will show you. So, but for you to make anything you're doing to be effective, you need to highlight the text. So I'm making it bold and making it bigger, and I can use segue bold, like just to make it really big, and I can use this and I can underline it. Yes, I can underline it. You can see. All right, good. So once I have this, all I just have to do is to drag it and put it at the top, just where I want it to be. And because I'm using a dark environment, dark background, I can do anything to my background. You can see the background. I can increase the transparency. But you know, if I'm increasing the transparency, I'm using gray, then anything I'm going to use in terms of color needs to be white, because so everything will not be black. Good. And is this one coming out well?
Yes,
so anything, this one is just your design. So do we need something more colorful? I love red sometimes. Let me see this one. Because I don't want everything to just be dark. Lo and behold, everything is dark. So let me just go to my background. The
Maybe
white
you
color.
can choose blue color.
Yes. Let me see if anything on white. So I think because, so if I choose blue, wait, you need to highlight to see the effect. Okay,
Right.
because it's blue on white. And
I think
so
white
I think,
white can
so
be
because
good, but you can increase the transparency so that it will blend with the background color. I saw
yeah,
the
so even this black is coming out fine. What do you
yeah,
think? Because I've changed the background a bit and I've been able to
yeah,
point
it's
it out.
stable.
But all those guys are just design and
Yeah.
aesthetics. All right, good. So let's make reference to our business requirements, and they will guide us on creating some cards. So let me just put it by the side. So part of the card. So just I always give a recommendation that when you're doing things around visualization, it's always good to have something called a wireframe. A wireframe is just basically how you want your items on your dashboard to stay, how you want them to pop out, and what do you want to actually show. So in this case, let's focus on training sample data one. What are the information we have? So using this, I will be mentioning some things, we'll be doing some things. I will mention, I know we've heard about measure, and so there is a calculated column, there is calculated measure. And measure, measure is just a script that you won't see the impact, whereby column, you will see the impact on your data view. So what I mean by that, this is your data view, and we remember this is our model view. You understand? This is your data view, this is your model view. And on your model view, let's just, because we are using data training one, go to your model view. I can keep this. So if you go to your model view, because we have this date master, but I noticed I didn't make this day a date. So it will actually affect what I'm doing. So what I need to do is to go back to transform data. I need to go back to transform data, go to date master, and you can see my date is still 1 to 3 ABC, which is very wrong. So I need to go here, change the data type to date, and this is fine. Then I will close and apply. And the reason why I've done that is that I want to link my date master date to the date here on that training data set one. And the expectation is that once I link it, I can get the month number, the month name, and the like. So I can just highlight this and put it on the other date. Then instantly, you can see this guy withdrew the power of dates from this other date, and the guy is keeping it. So I have one date, and this guy have like zapped all the power of date on this guy. And that's why this guy is not having other date again.
I have a question. Is it in this
Yeah.
case,
Yes.
the date is acting like a foreign key from the training
Yes.
data one? It's
Yes.
referencing to the date. Okay, thanks.
Yes. The date so here your master date is a primary key, which is like a unique record.
Yeah.
Then here, because on the same date, people can have multiple orders. You understand? Does that make sense? So if 5 people order from the company that day, so you have 5 orders showing, oh, on Monday, this person order, on Monday, this person order. So that's why order date is actually a foreign key on this table.
Okay.
But here, you can only see one date per time, per record, just one day. And that's why it's always advisable to have these kind of things. And with that, so part of the KPIs they ask us to do is they want to get total sales, total profit, average sales, and number of products. So how do we get that? So all you have to do is to, we will be using measures. So the first thing now is what I want to calculate total sales. And all I have to do is, although these are two things, although if I drag my sales and put it here, instantly the guy say, oh, this guy is a table, but because I'm building visuals, I want it to be a what's it called? A card. So I can come here and say, oh, this is my card. And I can say I want to design my card further. So I can come here and format my card and say category label, I can put it off so it won't be saying sum of sales. And if I want to use category label, I can still go and rename this guy and say, come to the field here, right click, just say rename. I can say rename for these visuals and say, this is my total sales. You understand? I can say, this is my total sales. Instantly, the guy will change it. But if I'm interested in having this guy at the top, so let me see if I can do that on category label. If I go to category label, you can see there is a little I can do. I can move it to the top. You understand? I can move it to the top. And I want that when my users are using it, they are seeing total sale at the top before they even see the value. I can put it off. And I can come here. Go to general. I will just activate the title. And under the title format, I can put total sales. You understand? Then once I have my total sales, I can put any format I want. I can say I want savable. I want it to be centralized. I want this guy to have that my total sales. I want it to have a background color, so it will be different from the visual you're seeing. So then I want my text color to be what? White. So it pops out. So you can see the way I'm blending black, like everything is just black. You say, this guy likes black too much. So then I can look at my effect, the kind of effect. I can say the visual border. I can put on the visual border. And I always like giving it a rounded edge. And this guy, I want the border to be color gray. So if you look at that card, it's popping out and you can see it's having a border, but you're not seeing it. So it's just blend into the environment. But something is of concern here. This, my total sale, is not having currency. Although I can go to format. If I select sales here, I can go and format it further here. And I can say, oh, my guy should be, I'm from Nigeria. I love my currency. So I can say, oh, I can look for Naira. Or is it CDs? Should we, or which one? So we love dollar. Everybody love dollar. If you don't love dollar, just send the dollar to me if you have one. So let's use dollars. But we like Naira too. Yes. So we can just add your currency there. You understand? So you can add your currency, you can change the decimal place, and you have it perfectly. So that's that for what? Total sales. Now I will be doing something, this one I just leveraged what?
Excuse me, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Are we designing landing page or what is this?
We are designing the report page. This is the summary page. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Yes. So we are already doing visualization now. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to get total profit. So for your total profit, you can just copy and paste, just Control C, Control V. You can use your profit here directly. Just drag in your profit, drop it here, and rename it as what? Total profit. Just rename. Just rename and say total profit. No, just say total profit. It won't show now because remember it was the title that we used to bring in the total sales. So you just go out, do the same thing, just go to the title as a total profit. You understand? So this is the total profit. And what else? We are to change the currency. So just come here, change it to dollars. And if you like, if I'm looking for Naira, I can easily come here and look for the Naira. You have Edo Naira, any currency you want to use. So just put your Naira. So let me put Naira in sales too. So so at least it will be consistent. So that's my total profit. That's my total, and you can see total profit is showing in 2 decimal place for consistency. So I will just put total profit. So we have total profit and total sales. Now, but the business asks for average sales. So let's use, rather than just dragging and dropping, let's use measures to get average sales. Although I can get the average sales by duplicating this and change my aggregation. Okay, I think there is another one that we use. So let me just come here. So rather than showing total sales, I can click this drop down and change my aggregation to what? Average. So this is my average sales. So I can come here, rename, and say this is my what? Average sales. So you can see it's only card we are using so far. So we'll still use other visuals. So I can go to general to and say this is my what? AVG sales. You understand? That's my average sales. And the last but not the least is number of products. Okay. So now the next thing now is products, number of products. So I can go here and use what I call measure to get count of products. Although I can do drag and drop. So if you select any of these 3 dots here, you can see these 3 dots. You just go to new measure. And measure give you the capacity to do any form of calculations as far as you understand what you want to do. So this guy can say total product. Just like you write function in Excel, total product equals what? Distinct count. So because I want distinct count of what? Product. Anything on product, I will just put product name. Distinct count of product name. You understand? And that's it. Just click enter. Now you can see total product here. If you go and check your table, you will not see anything like total product. That's the beauty of measures. So measure is just a script, but does it add value? Yes. So if I come here, this average sale, rather than using average sale, I will just drag in total product there. Then you can see 1638. Does that make sense? And you can see it's inheriting the name I give it. So I can come here, go to my general, the title, and say this is what? Total product. Then I can format it the way I formatted my column the other day. I can put comma, so you can see this is count of records or something, and that's it. So you have everything. So the next thing I want to deal with now is all this information, they are good, but I want to add just 2 slicer. And one of the slicer will be for date, and the other one will be for date in terms of month. And so these ones are just so days in terms of month, and I will also have another one in terms of region. So let's see how slicer works. So now, so I'm just setting this guy. So the next thing is what I want to bring in my region. I can bring in my region. I can bring in my manufacturer. There is a lot of information here. I can bring in my country. You understand? So first, let's bring in region. So you can see Asia, Europe, North America, and what kind of information do I want? I want them to be my slicer. You can see I can put them here so that you see everything once and for all. But if I'm minimizing my space, I can say, well, I don't want you to see everything at once. So I want you to click it. Just know that this is your region. I can go to my slicer and go to my slicer settings. And rather than picking vertical list, which is what is showing currently, I can say BA drop down, so that anybody that wants to pick anything, click on the drop down and you're able to pick. You understand? And if I pick North America, can you see that everything on my screen changes? If I pick another environment, Europe, everything changes, and I can pick this one too. So I can go to my region, minimize it, and take it to the top here. So I want that place to be able to house 2 slicers. So I can format my region so that the format can blend with what I have. My slicer, so that the format can blend with what I have currently. So I can say, go to general, all these other ones are just formatting. So I can say type 2. So for this one, I can say my slicer header, put it off, and go and put on my type 2. I say my region. And the reason for that is I want to be able to format the background. So I can give it something like gray, and I can give it text color white. I might be somehow fast, I understand, but we have quite a number of things to do. So, and we'll be sharing the recordings, so you should be able to access it after. And another thing is the property. So the property in terms of the drop down. So let me see if I can do anything to the drop down value. So these are my drop down values. I should be able to format the background, and I can say the background for the values is gray. So when you click on it, it's gray, but the color font is white. So once you click this drop down, can you see? But that gray is too black. So people will not come and say this guy loves black too much. Color font is pure white, is the background that I want to be. Okay. So anything you feel is needed, you can just do, and you can see. So I can pick this, I can pick this, I can pick this. So now all on the same environment. Then the next thing I can do, I can just select this and paste. And the next thing I have here is what I can bring in my date. Remember that my date, I just want people to be able to see for month. So I want you to be able to pick the month name and use it to slice your data. So any month I'm interested in. But you might see that this month is not sorted. This month is not sorted, we'll still come back to this. You can see starting April, August, December. So we will solve that problem. I think we will do a visualization on month, and we'll see how we can resolve that. Good. So now let's just format it. So our title should be what? Month. And I think that's all. Good. So we've been able to set up our page. At least we have all the information we need now, and we are good to go. So let's see what we can do in terms of chart. So let's do sales by date. So by sales by date, because I told you that date has natural hierarchy. So you can do by year, you can see by month, you can see by date. So let's see that. So now, because it's an executive summary, so they want to view the trend of sales. So is the trend of sale increasing? Is this something we need to be careful about? Good. And now, if you want to know where all your information are coming from, just click on it. You will have this green sign, and you'll be able to, at least, if I want to know where month is coming from, you can see it's showing it's coming from date. If I want to know where region is coming from, I can say it's coming from. So just click on this, and let's try to create sales. So just drag sales by what? By date. So I'll just pick my date. Your date master, just drag in your date master. And I want you to use area chart. Yes, I want it to use area chart. So on this area chart, so it's telling you what do you want to have on y-axis, So I wonder why the guy is not showing. Okay, so
Excuse me, Samson.
yes, please.
Can we put here as a calendar?
If you put year is only one value. Do you get it?
I'm saying the dates there or the month you are talking about as a calendar. Can we put there?
Okay, you want to put calendar beside the month, right?
Yeah.
No, like the calendar, just like a normal calendar. Like you can select that's month, date, you know.
Oh, yes, you can put normal calendar now. You can put normal dates if you just drag in date. If you select date from here, if you just drag in date from here and put it, it will show as day. Yeah, like your normal. Oh, sorry. Let me put date master. So if you put this, you can pick January 1. You understand? But in
But
this
it can't
case,
show like
yes,
okay,
I
this
want
is
to use.
the only
No, it can show, you can change the format. If you want to change the format of your date display, so you can come here, just click on it and select the drop down. Then you can see all the formats. So do you want to show it as 14th March? So the choice is yours. Yes. If you want long date, if you want short date, you can. I've changed it to short date and you can see everything. Does that make sense? Thank you. So I'm seeing some of sales by year. Y-axis, there is something I'm looking for in terms of values. So I wonder why it's not showing me. Wait, let me see something. Sales by date. I wonder why it's not saying this. Oh, training data 1. So it might be because of my relationship. Training data 1 is connected to date. Okay, so because this guy is not showing any value, so I'm thinking.
Aren't you supposed to tick the box? Yeah, all of this. Oh, okay, it's ticked already.
It's ticked already. And wait, there is always a way out. So let me pick my day. Good. So if I can see my day, then let me pick my sales. My sales is overriding my day. Okay. So let me check this relationship. Just check the properties. Single. I want my day to. Okay. Oh, it won't be funny, but let's see the content of my date. Let me see. So my training data days starts from 2013. I have 2011, 2012, 2013. I hope my date master will not scatter. So 2013 to 2014, so which is fine. But let me see my date master. So date master is having 2020, 2018 to 2019, 18, 19, 20. So, but this other one, 18, 19, 20. This one have 2011 to 2014. Do you understand what happened? So the date are not, this one started, do you understand? So the data are not in part, so which is fine. So what I will just do is to just go here. It means I won't be able to use that date because my days didn't get to where this one started from. So I will just uncheck this. Let me just delete this. So, but all these other things I can still, so well, that's even fine. It will make me to generate all these things from this guy. So if I go back to my chart now, so I can from this my date table, let's quickly do that. So from this my data, I can create a new table. You understand? From this my guy, I can go to modeling and I can create a new table. You understand? From this my guy. And what's this table? I can say my date table. So I'm creating it, which is distinct what? Order date from table 1. You understand? Because that's what I need to build my date master. So date table. So I want to use it to build my date master. So I'll just click enter. Can you see my date table now showing at measure? If I go to my calculation, can you see my date table? You understand? So instantly you can see my date table. And the next thing we can now do for this date table, remember what we are using here is month. So I can get my month number, I can get my month name. So how do I get my month number? All I have to do is click on this table, right click here and create a new column. So if I say create a new column, still within this my new table, then I can say month number equals, I can just say use month function on the order date. Can you see order date here? I can close this bracket and click enter. So I'm using the function within Power BI to extract all those information. And if you come here, instantly you will see the month number. Then I can go back again and say, oh, I want to get the month name. All I have to do is to just click here and new column and use a format function and say month name and say this is format my date, order date, and put the format in quote, double quotes. And if I want to get month name, all I have to do is to say MMM as far as it's more than 3. Is it 3 or 4? If I use 2, it will give me as number. So let me use 4. If I use 3, it will give me the short form. So I use 4 now. So I can close the bracket. So the MM, let me use more M. So it won't confuse the guy. 4. And click enter. Once it works, if I go back to my data, can you see 2 is February, January? You understand? I can build up anything. So all other things like month number, week number, you understand? So I can, the way I did for months, I can get the year also and say year. So in case I want to have something like a year filter, order date, to bring it in other table, then I can close it. So it will just extract the year, you understand? And also I can extract maybe the day of that date. So I can say day, which is what? For format, still the date, order date, and what am I looking for? Day. And in order to get day, I need to quote. If I use 2, it will just bring all those 1s and 0s. Let me use 3. Is it 3 or 4? Let's use 3. If it's not giving me, I will use 4. Seems it's working. It has worked. So let's go and look at the day. Can you see? Oh, it's giving me short form. So if I want it in the long format, why is it hiding it? It should not hide it. So if I want it in the log format, all I have to do is to just come here and put 4. You understand? So you don't have to just know that you're playing with dates. Good. So you have all these things. And another thing, somebody might ask, why am I getting both day and day number? You understand? I will tell us why. So now I can say day number, and day number is nothing but day, the function day, and put your other date there. Can you see? So even if you don't have that's your date master, you can generate it from here. You understand? So do we have any question? So with this, I can go and create that my relationship between my table 1. You will see it's still 1-to-1, and my other date. So I can look for my other date here, just create that 1-to-1 relationship with the other date here. 1-to-many, 1-to-many. Then I can go back to my visuals. This month, because of the issue we had, I will just come here and replace it with what? My month name, and my information is staying intact. But if you notice, it's still scattered. Now I have April, August, all those things. So now I think it's a good time to tell you why we have your day number, month number. So in this case, you can see when you open this guy as a user, what you are expecting to see is to see January, February, March, well sorted with joy, and you scroll down. But now you are starting with April. It will look like the person that developed doesn't have the user at the back of his mind. So what you can do is, because you've created this, you can sort each of these things with their respective numbers. So what do I mean by that? So if you click on month name, can you see it says sort by column? I can say in this case, sort by column, month number. You understand? So sort my month name by month number. So once I click that, everywhere, any places where I've used that month name, everything received the power and they are properly sorted. Can you see the beauty now? Because I'm sorting by month number. The same thing with your day number. If you go to your day, just say, I want to sort, because see now, if I use this, I said I wanted to create an area chart of sales, maybe by day. So I can come here, select this. Can you see? So if I put this is an area chart. It's showing you sum of sales on a yearly basis. So here instantly you can see that something good happened in 2012, but 2013, yes, you understand. So maybe the business started in 2011. There's a spike, they're coming down. So you need to ginger your salespeople. You understand? And this guy gives you the ability to drill down. So the meaning of drilling down is you're looking more into detail. So I can look here and double click this 2012. How did we do on? I will select this drill down so that any point I click, it takes me deeper. So if I double click on 2012, can you see? So I can see January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So you can see January, we are starting, peaked, then came to this guy, went back up, then come down again in December. Now, what it's trying to show you is what? Quarterly information. That's the power of this, your drill down. And you can drill down further into month, where you can, this one is day, because I use to drill down to the last end. So you can see sum of sales by year, quarter, month, and day. And you can go back up like a step further. And yes, I think that's that around drill down. So anything you want to do, you can, and you can use this double arrow to just go to the next level. If you go up, you can see showing across every year, this is my quarter sales. You understand? So across every year, this is my sales. Then I can drill down. It takes me to quarter. So it means most of my sales comes between quarter 2 and quarter 4. Then I can go down for that. And on a monthly basis, you can see January, February, March to December. Most of my sales is coming from when? October. And I can go in deeper, and you can see these are by day. You understand? Day of the month. You understand? So most of my sales always come in between, which is 14. So if I want to do anything like promo, maybe I should target people at the end of the month, because most of the time the sales is low during those periods. So those are the kind of insight your users can see. So that's that around your sales trend. So that's that. Then let's look at profitability by, I'm looking at the time, trying not to spill time. So let's look at profitability by maybe product, like product category or something. So let me just drag in my product category and drag in my profit, total profit. Then I can say I need this guy as a bar chart. I can say I need this guy as a bar chart. Good. And instantly you can see that computer is making the most in terms of sales. And which other thing? So I can go ahead, format. I can say my y-axis is good, that you're seeing the product category, but my x-axis, rather than seeing all these guys, I want to just put my data label. And my x-axis, I want to see, this is total product sales. You understand? Because I thought I was using profit. So if I want to see profit by product, I want to know which of my product is profitable, I should actually use profit. Good. So funny that is even the computer that is most profitable. Yes, and there is something here called.
Can we compare them?
What do you say?
Can we compare in terms of the profit and what is selling most?
What is selling most?
To do a comparison.
Good. What you can do in this case is you can see if you hover here, it's showing you your product, the sum of profit. And if you want to get the total product count, just drag it to your tooltip. So if you hover here you can see your total product. You understand? And you can see. And if you don't want that, there is nothing stopping you from adding count of products. You understand? If you want to see it, and you can just come here and see your profitability in terms of this, then you can bring in your do not chart. No. You can bring in your do not chart to show percentage contribution in terms of sales. You understand? So in terms of sales, so how are your products selling? So in order to do that, I will still bring in my product category and bring in my order quantity. So I want to know which one are they ordering most. So I'll just bring in my order quantity, my product category, and put it in do not chart. So instantly you can see, although people are ordering cell phones, so this one we're doing a do not chart. So with this, I can just go format and do some of my data label. I want I don't want legend. So my data label, I want everything all in one. So just say all labels. So you can see that my music 3K, TV and video 6K, and all those things. And you can just format your what's it called? If you go to general title, just say order product order product category order distribution. So I can say product category order list. So okay, I can complete a distribution. Good. So you can just know that, okay, this is the distribution of how people are ordering from your business. You understand? And you can also have channel. So let's just add two charts at the end, which is I can add this funnel chart. And what I just want to do is the channel. So I want to know where is my money coming from. So I can bring in my channel, and I want to see my profitability across channels. Good. So here, once and for all, I can see that most of my profit is coming from the store. So if there is anything I want to do as a business, I should encourage people more from the store. So this guy is showing everything as a ratio of the first one. So I can say, no, I don't want that. Don't convert any rates. Just let me know how much is coming from my store, and let me know how much that is coming from my online store and the likes. And another thing, which can be the last but not the least, is in terms of manufacturers. So let me know total product sales by my manufacturer. Let me know the sales and the profit by my manufacturer. You understand? And that doesn't stay there. I can get percentage. What's this something? Give me any mathematical something. I don't want to use the wrong one. So all this percentage, or is it percentage profitability, or what's it called? So okay, percentage profitability can be for all the sales we are making for you. What's the percentage that is coming to our pocket as a business? So I can say create a new measure. I can say new measure. I can say percentage profitability. So I want to know which of the manufacturer is just using us to play. So, so I will say percentage profitability. And we've all agreed that this guy is what? I will say calculate. So what am I calculating? I want to know, divide your cost amount, what's it called? Cost price, divide cost. Why am I not saying it? Okay, maybe the guy did not want me to use calculate. So I'll just say divide cost price. Why am I not saying it? It's a measure. All right. So if the guy is not accepting it, another thing you can do is, because I want to calculate this, I can just say my cost price. I'm still creating measure. I can say cost price equals sum cost price. You can see sum is bringing out my cost price. So, okay, I can still get my percentage profitability. I will just say divide sum of my cost price by sum of what? My cost price by but I can't use sales price, by my profit. I want to know. So I want to know. Okay, no, percentage profitability is that sales price. So let me not use cost price. Let me use sales price. So I want to know what percentage of your sales price is my profit. You understand? Some profit. So what percentage of your sales, of my sales price, is my profit? So profit should be at the top, I think, because the guy is always small. Or depending on how you want to do the mathematics, let me not crack my head, but at least you understand. So I just want to know how profitable is everything we are selling for you. You understand? So yes. So if I have on 20 at the top over 200, so it means the percentage is what? That's 0.05. Yes. So is it 0.05 or what? 0.101 or something? Good. So I just want to know if what we are selling for you, manufacturer, is actually benefiting us as a business. So I can just say percentage profitability. So I'll say percentage profitability. You understand? So that's one of the challenges you will have as a data analyst or maybe a data scientist. They call it feature engineering. So what are the features? So this one is telling you that, oh, this manufacturer at least 61%. You are making 61% profit of everything you are selling from this client. So it makes really sense and really a good sense. So it means just keep selling this guy. Just keep selling this guy's product. So, and you can see total product you sold for the manufacturer is 122. You understand? And I've changed it to percentage. And you can see this is a tabular view. There are a lot of interesting things that let me know what percentage of, okay, if we can know the profitability, I think that's that. So this is enough for the training, and you can from there do any other things. So this is like an executive summary dashboard for a sample data set. And from here, you can do anything you want. So I can come here and I can pick in January. Why is it showing everything as blank? I don't know why. Okay, but let's see region. Let's see Asia region. Yes, you can see Asia region. You can see what is going on in Europe. You can see what is going on in North America. So if I'm not seeing anything in January, okay, it might be, if you look at this data set, can you see this place? Maybe because we've drilled down, is not showing, what's it called? Anything in January. So I can come here, go up, go up. Because, so I think the reason why that one was showing blank was we've already drilled down into the last quarter. So anything in January doesn't exist. So if I select January now, it should make sense. Good. So across board, January 2012, January 2013, January 2014. So this was my performance in January. You understand? If I go to February, March, April, May, June. And, this interaction, it depends on you, the user. So I can come here and say, okay, so I won't be mixing years together. So let me just bring in my year slicer. So at least any year you are dealing with, you can see them here. I can just bring my year number from this guy and put it here. Good. It's showing as range currently. I can say no. I want it to be like a list. So just don't use between, be a vertical list. So is it vertical? Can I have something like horizontal? If I'm not having between, equal, greater than, all I have to do is to come here, collapse this guy. Hopefully it will change to horizontal. If it's not changing, I can drop down between tiles. Yes, tiles should work. So if I bring it as a tiles here, you can put it here, here, under this guy, and you can filter any information here. So if you're interested in 2011, you can see this guy is showing you a point, and you can see all the things that happened in 2011. Overview. You can do 2012, you can do 2013, you can do 2014, such that anything you pick here. And because we're doing year by year, according to our filter here, I can go here and say I don't need the year stuff here and just delete. So it starts from quarter, and so it means we only have information for quarter 4 of 2011. And if you go to 2012, it started from quarter 1, so 2013. You understand? So that's how to build your interactive dashboard. And this space is like I'm reserving it for some of the gods. So let me just use it up and make my visuals at least so it can make full sense. All right, good. So I think that's it. Just remember, it's an introduction. So now the last but not the least is once you're done, you publish to web. And I know you were able to publish some things yesterday. So this guy, I can centralize. So I just have it at the center, publish to well. It asks you, so save all your changes. Then once you publish, it asks you to log in to your email. So share, learn. Thanks to Microsoft for giving us an environment to learn PXYX dot. This guy is on Microsoft.com. So he's on Microsoft. So you know it's not my own. So once you click that, it's still sign in. So where do you want to publish it? So you can say instantly it's bringing up my name, and it's where do you want to publish it? My workspace. I say select, and I'm publishing Knowledge BI hands-on project. And this, yes, you have it in the cloud, and once it's successful, you can open it, and it takes you to the cloud, and you have it in your environment. Wow, 12 minutes extra. So apologies for taking much of our time, but I hope we've been able to learn one or two things, and the expectation, and this is your report online, and all your visualization, all your slides, everything still works. And the beauty is that I've been on a project whereby as they are presenting to the executive, I'm doing the update at the back end. And so you can still come here and edit. So the limitation here is that you might not be able to create a new measure. You understand? You might not be able to create all these new measure, all those things. So there is a little bit of restrictions on what you can do. But most of the stuff you can, as far as the field is available, you can tweak your data, you can do all those things here. You understand? So I think that's a little bit from us. And the expectation is learn more, keep exploring, and see you at the top. So that's it for me. So do we have any question, any feedback, any clarification? Am I still in class?
Fine. I think we just
I think you're in the class and you've
just
done
need to
extremely
practice.
All
What's
right.
one?
All right. Thank you so much for that. And do we have Bro Tayo in? Dr. Tayo, sorry. Is Dr. Tayo here? Okay, maybe he's not in. All right. Do we have all our facilitators here? Let's acknowledge.
I can see Dr. Austin myself.
Dr. Austin.
He's in a dark room though.
Dr. Faithful. Dr.
I'm not yet a doctor.
Yeah, about to. So, Dr.
No, we
Dr.
have the docs in our rooms. Let's leave it.
Don't worry. So, and Samuel is not joining today, I think. And yes. So, Dr. Austin, anything for the class? Any recommendation? Dr. Faithful, if you have any recommendation.
Nothing much.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, nothing much. So I also like actually I used Google Data Studio. So I found it. So I see there is not a lot of difference.
But
I think Power BI is also very powerful because there are lots of integration, especially with cloud technology. And
exactly.
For me, I think it's just interest. It's good.
It's interest.
For business analysts, intelligence. This kind of softwares is very useful. But I come from, most of us, we also have technical backgrounds, and for me, I like to focus on like the things you drag. There are things also running at the back end that you don't care to know. So as also an analyst, I think in general, if you know what you want, your goals, I think it's very important. For me, I like to do my things in Python, but if you're also if it's necessary for you to do kind of complex reports like this, you have to switch to softwares like this. So just define your goals and know what you like. But in the end, regardless, if you know how to write codes, it's good. You can also your opportunity also increases. Most companies also want people who are also very good and they have also strong programming skills. So, but thanks for the I thank everyone for attending, and I will pass the baton to Faithful also so that I can give his input. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I think I
Thank you
wouldn't
for that.
repeat what you've said. Just want to say thanks to everyone that stayed up to this time. What we've just done is that we've opened the door for you. Now you are in the room and you have a seat at the table. What you do now will depend on you, right? And I love what Samson said. He's a doctor too, even if he doesn't want to call himself that. What he said is that you should keep learning. So I think what we've just done is that we've opened the door to your learning, and we just want you to keep learning. Hopefully start, applying your skills, and we still have the group open. So if you have any question on career, how you move further, do hint us. What I want to say is that don't stop learning and keep learning. We'll see you at the top where we all belong. All right.
Yeah. And for the certificates, we would get across to you guys in the next.
And I want to plead, do we have the link for registration? I want to ensure that all the people, at least if you are on this last day, you deserve a certificate, even if this is your first time of joining. And the reason is simple. We started with up to is it not 150 people or more than 100 people? And we are having 33 people now. So at least if you can be with us as at now, you deserve your certificate. So I wonder how we can get our names. But
so the link is there now. I put the link
yes.
on
Okay,
the chat
please.
right
So
now.
if you know you've not registered, don't miss out.
Just go and register.
Just go and register. Put your name the way you want it to appear on the certificate, and we'll make sure we get, and put your emails so we can get your certificate.
And make sure you put in the correct email, because some people, they put in their email.
Yeah.
If you put the wrong one, then you have to look for us in order to
Please
get
put
your
in the correct
certificate.
email. Otherwise, you are never going to get the certificate. So it's not our fault. Because
so if you've attended more than 5 courses, more than 5 of the module, just select 5.
Yeah.
If you have attended more than 5, just select 5.
But this form, it says that for my case that I've already answered. I don't know if I have to.
Oh, so
I
it's
guess
fine.
you answered it yesterday.
You submit yesterday.
Yes, I filled yesterday.
Yeah, so there's no need to do it again.
There's no need to do it again. And so
Hello?
if yes, go ahead.
Can you confirm for us if at all these names? Yesterday I submitted, but I still doubt the form is again back.
It's right now.
So if you're doubting, just try to fill it again. I think you can only have one submission. So the guy will tell you. Yes. So if you're able to fill it again.
No problem. If you're on WhatsApp, you can always let us know if you don't get the certificate in maybe in maximum 1 week from now. Then know that something went wrong. So you can always write us. That's why we have the WhatsApp.
Is there another course in the
yeah,
yes.
So, yeah, in the future, we don't know what might hold because this course is very general. The course is quite general. So we would think about to be more specific, like what Samuel and Samson did this weekend. It's a course on its own. You can't even complete it in months or years. So, but if we want to be more focused, like trainings in Power BI, we want to train, we can organize trainings on being a Power BI developer. And for me also, I specialize more in computer vision, machine learning. I also like to do NLP. And so we can also think about training in this direction in more advanced machine learning like NLP.
And ChatGPT.
And what are you going to post in Slack? Because
so this slide,
I'm not there in Slack. What are you going to post?
This slide So this slide will be, we had it as a resources on our YouTube. You understand? Okay. So we want you to visit the YouTube. Then as part of the resources for the learning, we put the data and the slides. So at least once you are viewing the YouTube for today's session, you'll be able to download it. Yes. Okay. Do you have any other question?
Thank you.
Yes, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
So once you publish the project into the cloud, how do you update the data sets going forward?
Oh, good. You want to take us deeper. So, but it's fine. Let me just quickly.
Whoever is recording can stop the recording so that we don't.
No, it's part of the recording.
Okay, fine.
It's good. It's part of the recording.
All right.
So now, the thing now is that you've published, right? All right. So if you go back to your workspace, you will see a lot of things, maybe your upload, and for everything you've uploaded, there is always like a data set you're leveraging on. Can you see data set? And this is where, so your data set, you can go and do your settings. You can do manage permission. You can go to like open data model or go to like security. So if you go to security, let me just go back. So on this data set, there is a place where you can, it's not manage permission. Good. Can you see settings? So
Yes.
on your settings, on Power BI service, there is something called Power BI gateway. And you see gateway connection. So the expectation is that imagine you're working in an environment. So just write down gateway. Imagine you're working in an environment, you are harvesting data from their databases. So now, if you connected to the database you published to web, you will now go to this data session and go and use data gateway to connect to anywhere your data source is coming from. So it's like so making it live. And once you're able to connect with this data gateway, you can schedule refresh. Can you say refresh? You can schedule refresh that, oh, refresh every morning, 7 p.m. And this guy works seamlessly as far as you are paying for your license. You understand? So, but even the trial version, you can use it just to build the gateway and the likes. But if everything is on your desktop and you don't have license, you don't want to do gateway, all you have to do is to update your Excel on your desktop. Are you with me? Once you update your Excel on your desktop, you will see refresh here. You understand? Just click on this refresh and publish again. So I remember that time when we were setting up an environment, at least we did this for like 2 or 3 weeks first. So you come in first thing in the morning, you just refresh. So this guy doesn't require database, doesn't require gateway, since it's speaking directly from your database and is on your desktop, and your desktop is within the business environment. So once you click this refresh, it brings new data set, then we click publish. Within 2 minutes, you are done. So imagine this is a report that you always create every day or even monthly on Excel. With Power BI, you create it once. And at the end of every month, all you just have to do is open this Power BI file, click refresh, it brings new data set and publish. I've used this to like automate a credit risk report that the person that always work on it works day and night for 3 days before he's able to come out with information. But with the help of Power BI and some little bit of SQL, the person was able to generate his report with a click of button. You understand? And the person was so happy. And you know, this is a bank credit report, so it's not something that like 2, 3. So the guy would do Excel. So I just collected all the steps in Excel, find a way to apply, identify the ones that belong to SQL, identify the ones that can be done in Power BI, then merge all those things together, and we're able to.
Excuse me, Samson.
Yes, please go ahead. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and I want to share my right now I got a Power program from Microsoft.
Okay.
As a Microsoft 365 developer. So I want to share what I'm authorized. Would you stop cancer? I mean, sharing up your site and I share. I want so from there you guide me something.
Okay. So you already have the
stop
access.
Your side, your screen.
What do you say?
1 or 2 minutes, yeah.
All right.
I'm saying I was awarded.
Okay, about the developer license.
Just stop from your side.
Okay.
I got license now.
Okay. Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me just stop sharing so you can go ahead.
Okay.
So do you need us to record this session, or we should round up before you share the screen, or what do you feel? Or do you want it recorded?
After recording.
Okay, after recording. Okay, so let's just cap it up. Let's round it up now and see us all at the top. So let me just stop recording. So thank you all for your time. We really appreciate your patience and your time with us. And we look forward to your further engagement in our next training. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a great
It was really
time.
nice.
Thank you.